On this week's Celts in the Caribbean, we're going to be talking about
Dracula's vaccine rollout.
the world's largest hula hoop,
A man left dangling from a Chinese glass suspension bridge.
UK, you all need to drink 124 pints.
A young-
Now.
A young Zimbabwean lad goes on a 40-day and 40-night fast for a Lamborghini.
And Ewan's first ever Pornhub story.
Woo!
All this and more on this week's Celts in the Caribbean.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Welcome to this week's edition of Celts in the Caribbean. My name's Yunan, and across from me is...
It's Alan. Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to all our thousands of fans.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did you have a good week, Alan?
I had a cracking week, actually.
Yeah.
I'm still covered in paint and abscesses. Not abscesses. That's why it's incredible. I was just
Sounds pretty fucking stellar.
around time. I'm fully vaccinated. I'm all around time, just getting abscesses left, right, and center.
Licking toilets
Back to
left,
the
right,
good
and
old
center.
day.
What are we going to start with this week, mate?
Well, first off, couple of announcements. I do want to say hello, everybody. Hope we're filming this on the weekend, but hope you're having a good weekend. Since we took our break with COVID lockdown, our listenership has dropped a little bit because of that, and we would love for you, if you're listening to this and you're enjoying it and you have fun, to share it on Facebook or just tell your friends about it, so we can try and get our listenerships up and our motivation back to make sure we're doing this every couple of weeks.
Also tell them about our Patreon account. Maybe open with that and say, hey, did you know that you could donate to these guys? And maybe listen to them.
I've got it. I do have a new mic on the way. But we do have a Celts in the Caribbean first this week. We have an audience member who joined us. He, one of our top Patreon thing is to pay. You pay $10,000 and you can come and be a member of the audience. So we do.
This is our first one, and it's also our first credit that we've given to anyone.
Yeah, and
that's really great.
So cheers, Mark. Are we allowed to use your name?
Mark. Cheers, Mark.
Mark.
Well, I'm going to open up this week with a COVID story. I know it's pretty topical. Not many stories this week, maybe on it. Dracula's castle used for a vaccine rollout. Did you see this?
I did see this. Have you ever been? It's in Transylvania, Romania.
Yeah. No, so they're using it as a bit of a gimmick, but also to...
Do you get it in your neck? Do they just inject you straight into there?
They do.
Perfect.
They do, yeah. It's no, they all wear scrubs with fangs on them as part of the gimmick. But every weekend during the month of May, you could go to the castle in Transylvania and get your vaccination because I think they're saying that they want to have like 10 million vaccinations rolled out by July or something like that. But they're nowhere near it, and they're really trying to promote it, but also promote the tourism industry as well. So whenever you get this, you automatically get a free tour of the 52 medieval torture instruments within the castle. Pretty cool.
This sounds like a little bit of a scam from the big man himself,
Dracula.
Dracula. Yeah. I've never really believed in him, but now I've heard this. I think he's maybe just trying to entice a few people into there, but it's very smart.
You think he's also working for Pfizer?
I think so.
But yeah, I don't know how far along they are and how successful it would be. So.
Well, we'll stay on our tender hooks and we'll get back to you with the updates for sure. I've got a few funny COVID stories as well, but it's not what I wanted to start with.
What do you want to start with, Alan?
I want to start with a word of the day. Actually, before I get on to my first headline, but this has been introduced to us from our audience member. It's a fuck tangle.
Oh, tell me more.
I don't need to because you were there when we explained what it was. But the definition of a fuck tangle from the Urban Dictionary is a situation with endless problems. Essentially, you are fucked at every angle, and I am definitely adding that into our Celts in the Caribbean
Could it be
dictionary.
akin to Catch-22 or no?
A little bit, but more exciting. I feel like Catch-22 is you've got two options.
Yeah,
Like,
or
it's
22.
Like, I'm fucked whatever I choose. A fuck tangle, you're just getting like, I'm fucked whatever I do. It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
There's just much more fucking
A
involved with
lot more
Okay.
getting fucked,
Gotcha.
which is very 2020, 2021. So I think it's like a definite upgrade. And you know, we're getting on a bit in years, so we're staying with the kids. Like,
it. Yeah, exactly.
uh,
Wow. We are so hip to the groove.
yeah. As soon as your daughter's old enough, boom, first word.
Fuck tangle?
Yeah.
Please, no.
Just whisper in her ear.
Oh, I think it sounds all funny and that, and then they say it in front of someone, and then you're mortified. So,
So my first headline of the week is it's just a classic Celts in the Caribbean headline. I really like
Go for
this.
it. I love the classics.
We're heading over to Oklahoma news. I think this is breaking news. So here's the headline. You have to follow along. Canine bites cow. SC deputy tases canine. Cow kicks deputy. So essentially what's happening, a guy's gone out. There's been a bit of a, it doesn't say it's a farm. It just says somebody's house. So I guess somebody's
Has a cow.
just rocking out in their garden. So they've been deployed on a burglary call. It's been a canine unit's gone out, and unfortunately the dog has attacked this cow.
But the cow was in stealing shit or something, or
I don't know, but the handler fucking tased his own dog, and then the cow took like offense to the dog getting tased, and then kicked the deputy, let's say in the groin, just for comedy's sake. I don't know where
you'll be getting some sour milk out of that thing. That's what I say. That's an Oklahoma joke. Yeah, it's a Midwest joke, guys.
Yeah, we do have a huge Oklahoma following, so
We do.
shout out to all you guys.
Shout out to
Can't think of anything Oklahoma related right
tornadoes.
now.
Yeah, that's about the height of it for me.
And cows,
Twister.
apparently.
Yeah.
Aggressive cows.
Did you see? First,
there is a little update on that.
update already. You just
Update
fucking
already.
talked
This
about
is,
it.
Like,
This is breaking news. This is
breaking
better
news.
than Sky. Go for it.
the original burglary appears to be unfounded. There was no burglary.
That's not breaking news. I suppose it is kind of like Sky in that sense, but
Yeah,
that's not breaking news at all.
He got kicked in the face by a cow for no reason.
Yeah.
Or genitals.
Or somewhere else in the body. I'm pretty sure there's
It's gotta
a
be
big
one
target,
it's
right?
always one of the two. It's not thigh.
Have you seen
One.
all of these glass bridges in China?
Okay, so
And
I
you
know
want
the
to-
story you're about to talk about.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
But I've seen the ones like they're, I don't know if it's big LED screens and you walk on
And then it looks like it's
starts
cracking.
and
Yeah.
then somebody breaks down in tears and shits themselves all over the bridge.
Yeah. And then there's a cleanup crew. No, this poor guy was left hanging 100 meters above a gorge after a few of the panels of the bridge were blown away by 150-kilometer winds.
That's quite a strong wind.
Who the fuck goes on a bridge over a gorge and 150-kilometer-an-hour winds? That's a bit stupid.
I like to watch below deck sailing, and they get anything over 30 knots, and they're in trouble. So 150, yeah.
What's the transfer there between the knots to the kilometers?
Captain Glenn says they're almost the same, but I'm not really sure he knows what he's talking about. In the last episode, he crashed the boat. So
okay. Well, I'm not in that season yet, so don't fuck it up for me. But this poor guy, he was left hanging from the bridge, and so the fire brigade were immediately called, came for him, but by that time he had already clambered to safety. But there's actual viral video of him hanging off the bridge 100 meters over this gorge. Did you know that I thought there was just one. To be honest, I thought that this was. I just thought this was like one.
You naive.
I thought it was just like one bridge. And I'm like, wow, this is so cool. There's 2,300 of them. There's quite a lot of bridges that are made of glass in China.
That is a lot of glass bridges.
Yeah.
And are they like? There's got to be a point where like it's not a tourist attraction anymore. If they're all glass bridges, or is it just that's the cheapest way?
Well, it's a big country, so it's like you can go to a glass bridge wherever you are.
That's fair enough.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like other things.
You're so eloquent with your speech, Alan.
It's because I started on the home brew again, and I think it's gone off a little bit. So
once it touches your lips.
Yeah, I brought like an entire gallon for you guys to enjoy, but I'm not sure I recommend it.
Did you know in 2019, 6 people were injured and 1 person died on these bridges? Just going to close it on a happy note.
Is that an average per bridge, or is that across the 2,000 bridges?
That's across the 2,000 bridges. Don't tell me that's good fucking odds, because that's
decent odds.
A bridge is not supposed to kill you.
Okay, well, what's the
supposed
average?
To get over the thing.
1 death in 2,000 bridges. What's the average for like a rope bridge? I would say probably more deaths.
Yeah, but they stopped using rope bridges like after the fucking Aztecs and Incas. No, like no one uses that shit anymore.
Right. Well, fair point.
How many rope bridges did you use to get to school?
Seeing as we're over in China, have you heard? This is an older story, but have you heard that the Chinese flight attendants were actually advised to wear diapers while they're on their plane, and so that it's for COVID protection. So they don't have to use.
I just want to know everything you know about this story, Alan.
I googled this. I dangerously googled China nappies
flight attendants,
and luckily, first thing it came.
Oh, you are lucky.
Straight away. I wasn't just arbitrarily googling those, by the way.
No, you didn't just search on Pornhub and look for that. No, it was Google, thankfully.
On a side note, Pornhub has still not replied to any of my emails.
What was your last one? I'm starting to think that you're ignoring me.
I just want stats. I just want this. Actually, it was in the news again this week that the girlfriend of the owner says he really wants to get out of Pornhub, like because it's got a bit of a bad rep since we started.
I really,
yeah. I won't go into it, but because it's
Well, it's a porn site. Like I'm pretty sure that's not exactly going to Macy's. You know, you're looking up porn.
Exactly. Do you have any questions about the nappy wearing? Or?
Yeah. What do they wear? Like adult nappies for geriatrics, or what's the story?
Well, it's recommended that cabin crews wear the disposable diapers, and just avoid using the lavatories, barring special circumstances. And it doesn't go in. Well, I don't know what the special circumstances.
They're allowed to just serve drinks while taking a piss.
I mean, we should get Celts in the Caribbean nappies. I wouldn't have to edit anymore. We're just go straight on through. It's usually the bathroom breaks that have to do the editing. We can just like.
Did I ever tell you about my time on South China Airways, where I had taken a Valium and wanted to just sleep through it all on my way to Guangzhou?
Several times.
So have I?
Yeah, you usually tell me why you're on Valium.
So I woke up and I needed to go to the toilet, but I was pretty out of it. And I walked down the cabin and I saw a guy standing there. So I queued up behind him to go to the toilet. Susan and I were, I think, maybe a couple of the only Westerners on the flight. And so everything was in Chinese. And so there was not much communication. So standing there, guy's ready to go to the toilet. Someone comes out. He goes in. He's gone for 5 minutes or so. So he comes out and it's my turn to go to the toilet. But I open the door and there's a staircase. So I'm like, oh, wow, this is quite fancy. This is not really a normal airplane toilet. So like, fuck it. He was in here for 5 minutes. So surely there's a toilet in here somewhere. And so I go down the staircase and I start walking around in the hole of the plane. And I see curtains everywhere. So I just started walking around. I pulled back a curtain and there's a guy sleeping there. And I'm like, whoa. I was like, is there a toilet down here? And the guy's like, obviously not understanding me, pretty much tells me to fuck off. Like, starts shouting at me to get out. So I exit and I walk out. And sure enough, the guy that I was standing behind in the queue is queuing at another door, which was the fucking toilet. And I walked up to him and I said, you could have told me that wasn't a fucking toilet. To which he responded, silence. So yeah, I got to go around the cruise quarters. It was pretty cool.
He's like, why did I need a toilet? I'm wearing a nappy.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, did you not get the nappies on the way in? Yeah.
So last episode, I pitched a question early on so that we could like think about it throughout the episode and then get back to you later on. I'm gonna pitch another such question, you know.
Go for it.
Little thinker. It is a COVID-related question.
Right.
Is oral sex more COVID safe than kissing?
Probably not. I'm sure there's...
Well, I mean, initially you might think probably not. I'll have a little think on it, and then we'll do an experiment later on.
I don't like these experiments with you. Nah, I don't like these experiments. Yeah, I would say it's probably... Well, you mean like contracting COVID? Is that the safety part of it? Or is gonorrhea also in there?
Just COVID.
COVID.
We're not worrying about anything else.
Then happy days. There you go. You're COVID safe.
I'd imagine STDs are on a downward spiral anyway. Like, because
kissing relatives is going to get interesting pretty quickly. But
tough time. I think if you are single and at college right now or uni, shit is about to get freaky as fuck, I would imagine.
I'm pretty sure since the time you've been in college, it got pretty freaky.
It's about to go to next level.
Yeah, they're going to be doing BJs and stuff.
Yeah, send some emails with us and we'll
tell us your stories
through you. Everyone here is married, and
you say it with such gusto. Everyone's married.
My next headline.
Go for it.
The Brits. We are being called into action. We need to help the economy. I'm gonna go home. I'm being urged to drink an extra 124 pints in order to help the struggling pub industry get back on their feet.
How much?
124 pints.
And how many days?
Each. We have to each drink that. Like
over what period of time?
Well, the Euros, I'd imagine, just like a month.
Oh, over the Euros. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's done.
You got a month.
Easy.
So the industry needs an extra 25 billion pounds in order to get back to pre-pandemic levels. So essentially, the experts were saying, everybody needs to spend like 300 odd pounds. Wait, hang on, that doesn't make sense. 124 pounds. Like, how much is a pint?
In the UK, it's pretty cheap, eh?
Oh, if you go to Weatherspoons, yeah.
Exactly. So maybe they're just doing this.
600 pints in a Weatherspoons.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't go to Weatherspoons.
Maybe this is like a really upmarket place where the pints are like £2. Woo! You get like tenants extra. That'll be exciting.
That's fancy. It's fancy.
Tenants cuvee.
Yeah, so it's an extra 380. Well, so everybody needs to spend £382 in your local pisser this year in order to keep it, get everything back to local level. 382. I feel like
is that just in one pub, or is this
from when the pub's open to the end of the year? Like fuck, I don't think that's a big deal. But I don't know if that's every single person over 18, because there's a few of us that'll like You will pick up the slack.
For those lazy bastards.
Don't worry about it. You
For
don't
those
need to.
vodka sodas fuckers. Yeah, I got you.
No,
I got
if you're on a vodka soda, if you're doing a Grey Goose, boom, you're 382. That's like 4 drinks.
Right.
And you've already hit your max.
Issue here. How many places do you know that sell £2 pints and serve Grey Goose?
Honestly, I've not been in a pub.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get like
I've
fucking
resorted to making my
Vladivostok.
my own terrible, terrible stout.
Yeah, Vladivostok and Tesco Cola.
But I had friends in New York, and they were saying that there's now COVID surplus put on your bill. So
Really?
you have your you've got your menu, regular prices, and then there's like 20% COVID recovery tax or something they're calling it. COVID recovery.
What about the person who's going there, who is also recovering from like probably hemorrhaging a lot of money?
But I think they're thinking if you're willing to go out, you've probably saved a lot from not
going out. So you have okay, fair enough.
And if you have been fired in that time, just stay at home with your mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's pretty awful. It's pretty awful that you would be like, hey, consumer, you're going to get a 20% tax, but government, you're not going to give me anything. That's a little fucked up. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Right. What else are we talking about, mate? Have we got some I've got one other COVID headline that I want to stick in.
Do you know you interrupt yourself more than I interrupt you?
No, head over.
No, I'm fucking with you. Go for it. It's good. It's good.
I just wait. Is one that I've had on my notes for like 3 weeks. I'm just going to pop out the headline and we're going to move on.
Okay.
Japan has asked China to stop
being so mean
and stop anally testing their nationals for COVID. So the Chinese I think there's an anal swab now. Japan aren't happy that a lot of people are getting.
Would it be weird if I drew a bit of a segue towards your earlier comments of anal sex, or you're talking about?
I do not remember mentioning anal sex at all.
Oh, sorry, oral sex.
Yes.
My apologies. Yeah,
that's where your mind went.
We're talking about buttholes, so yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not talking about buttholes.
So what did you say? Anal swabbing?
Oral sex.
You said anal swabbing.
Oh, okay, yes. The swab does go in the butthole.
There might be a butt involved in that.
One nation is upset that another nation is sticking swabs up buttholes.
And they didn't even get to meet Elvis. It's crazy. Did you see Italy's Eurovision entrance with the possible drugs scandal?
Of course, I love.
You were watching it?
I know everything about Eurovision. Just quiz me and I will let you know.
What was the name of the person who won for Israel?
So, what happened on this story was that during the Eurovision, it kind of, if you've seen the video footage, it does, he's just having a little sniff of the table. Which happen? If I'm on Eurovision, I'm super excited. I want to smell everything.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
like, what does the table smell like? What does my chair smell like? So I completely understand I understand why it looked like he was smelling.
That's why I always get on with you. You're a very empathetic person.
I look for the best in people.
Yeah, you do. It's really nice. Well, he's cleared. They done a drugs test on him, and they find no cocaine.
Throw anything in the mix, but I'm pretty sure cocaine only stays in the system for 24 hours, 3 days, something like that.
Oh, really? Okay, so that maybe they left it long enough that he would be.
Although he did, they looked. If you watched the second live, they were very, very sweaty, very happy, crying. I would be the same. He just looked ecstatic about winning Eurovision. What rock gods would not want to win Eurovision?
They did all kind of look like Italian Iggy Pops, though.
Yeah. No, I think he just faked it. I think he was probably had a little bit of Ozzy Osbourne, had a little bit of Motley Crue in his head, and is thinking, that's who I want to be. But
I'm on Eurovision.
I'm on Eurovision. And I'm a metal band, a rock and roll band.
Yeah.
So I'll just pretend to take drugs.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that could be fun.
I think that's kind of what happened because he cleared his drug test. So I think it's
did you
probably
watch
a little
it?
bit more embarrassing that he just like sniffed pretending to take drugs.
How was it this year?
Absolutely amazing. One of the greatest Eurovisions I've ever seen.
Did you really miss like the massive crowds that they normally have?
No.
No?
I mean, no. I mean, there was still a lot of excitement in the air. It was electric. It was buzzing. It was glorious. I particularly enjoyed Iceland.
They had to do the phone-in entry, like the Zoom entry or something, was it?
They had a fantastic entry. I wanted them to win, but I also enjoyed the gentleman that gave out the points. So I think it was one of the they were taken from Fire Saga. Like he was just dressed in kind of fisherman plaid, like, and was just not interested in the whole situation.
Oh, so it was a previous contestant who done it, was it?
Oh no, Fire Saga is
What's
a satire movie on the Eurovision with Will Ferrell.
Okay. Is it good?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's on Netflix. Check it out. And
Yeah,
Netflix, if you want to sponsor.
I was just going to say, like, I mean, a shout out to our business daddy, Netflix. We've been sponsored by these guys for how long now?
I actually took a screenshot of them so I can show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, here's the Iceland guy.
Oh, yeah, he totally does not want to be there. He's like, listen, lads, there's like 10 boxes of fish in the boat. I need to get back. How long is this going to take?
Yeah. So I could speak about Eurovision all night.
Well,
But so let's. So
No.
we have
think-
all night. Let's just keep on.
well,
going.
we could say that Ireland have won the most Eurovisions out of any country.
Yeah, but they have just collapsed.
Yeah, I think
It's
we've
a little
been.
bit. You don't like your economy is just shot to shit, so you can't afford to fucking host it.
To put on a pyrotechnics show.
You weren't even
that
in
is
it
totally
this
it.
year. Like, I don't know, just not trying anymore.
They were, but they were in the preliminaries. That's where all the cool kids were.
No, you weren't in it. Like
They
you're
weren't
not,
in the
unless you're at the live show on the day, you're not in it.
And what about Scotland?
Let's not talk about it.
Oh no, that's right. Because you go with Daddy as well. But
Right,
it's been a Scottish entrant that won before, no? For England, or no?
Right. Look. Oh yes, Lulu.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
Like, well, it's.
I'm pulling the positives out of you.
Right. Fuck you. So last episode, you had a little story about a mafia boss. Do you remember why he was caught by the police?
Yeah, he had a cooking show on YouTube.
Yeah, he had a cooking show on YouTube, and they tracked him down.
How
and arrested him.
to cook your enemy's fingers after you.
It's happened again. It's happened again. A drug dealer has been jailed after sharing a photo of cheese. And this is how like 1984 again. So he shared a photo of some M&S. Good, like, you know. So he's obviously a drug dealer.
Yeah,
like,
totes.
an average person can't shop at M&S. That's Marks and Spencer's for our American listeners. It's a rather expensive supermarket, but high quality. So he's shared a picture of his mature blue Stilton, solid choice, with an open palm, and they've taken his fingerprints. Like,
oh my
using
God.
using that photo, so they've zoomed in.
That's really cool. But how did they? Was there anything else in it that like said this guy could be a drug dealer? Let's fingerprint him.
Not from the cheese, but so he ended up getting 13 years and 6 months in prison.
For showing off his blue cheese.
He's from Liverpool.
That's the problem.
So
okay.
if anybody from Liverpool posts a photo with their hand, you're always going to
Fingerprint them?
fingerprint.
Okay.
Because like odds are 90% of them.
Shout out to all our fans in Liverpool,
hey,
everyone.
Liverpool.
Hey.
If you're listening to this in the penitentiary, great. So.
That's why you're there. You're terrible.
Yeah, so his love of Stilton took him down. But that was the police's quote, but this is clear. Oh no, it was Blue Stilton. So yeah, so he was supplying cocaine, heroin, MDMA, and ketamine. It doesn't say if he was supplying it to the Italian rock group in Eurovision, though.
I've got one here from the Daily Star. Just
Oh shit, we've not had a Daily Star for a while.
Right back at you on the Scots thing.
The only issue is, like, for those you listen, we do try and make sure that our stories, they're not satire, they're real stories. So there is a danger by going to the Daily Star that this is probably nonsense. But go ahead.
Then I'm not going to tell you about the sex robot from Scotland.
No, I really want to know.
An amazingly real Scots sex robot introduces herself in an uncannily lifelike footage.
Right, there's a lot to digest there.
Mm.
Why is it made in Scotland, or does it just have a Scottish accent, or is it just a sex robot with a kilt on, or why is it a Scottish sex robot?
The real doll Harmony.
Ginger pubes?
Yeah. She says, "You want to see my gash?" I don't know why she's got such a low voice and sounds like someone who works on the docks, but
mate, you're getting me all worked up.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if the company is from Scotland. The Scottish accent works best for the lip sync to the robotic head. Also, maybe what they're playing on is that the Scottish accent is coming like number 2 each year now. For like the sexiest accent, number 1 is typically Irish, I think it is. And
I don't know who's doing these
polls.
These polls, yeah. I think it's Irish mums.
I believe so.
Oh, my boy's got this sexy accent.
I think it might be. I think it. Yeah. So yeah, there's a sex robot now from Scotland who gives an amazingly good rendition of your national anthem
while blowing you.
Well, yeah, she's playing the bagpipes. Oh god,
there was way too much eye contact during that story.
Yeah,
it made me uncomfortable.
Typically I like to look away when I'm talking about stuff like that, but I was totally eyeballing
Were
you.
you just like, is Alan maybe a robot?
Or the creator?
I lied about finishing up my COVID stories.
I know you did.
This one, I kind of want to start with a shout out to, like, so sometimes we like to find a great person in history. This is William Shakespeare. So not...
You giving a shout out to William Shakespeare?
I'm giving a shout out to William Shakespeare, or Bill Shakespeare. So
Big Willie.
Bill Shakespeare, 81, died this week in England. But why he's a bit of a legend is he was the first person in the world to take the vaccine for COVID. Died for completely unrelated things, but he was, like, obviously his family are super proud of him, and he's done a phenomenal thing for the world and going out and taking this. But so good on you, Bill. Good job. The story is an Argent. So again, we try not to have satire, and this sounds
Are we
like
fucking jumping to Argentina now?
we're jumping. To
Oh my
Argentina.
god! Okay.
So this
I
sounds
feel like I'm
like
in a fucking
satire,
Mission
but
Impossible
this is
movie.
I got this from the BBC. But an Argentinian TV company has heard that William Shakespeare has died and gone with the namesake, the Baird.
Yeah.
So you sounded surprised there, but then you guessed Argentina. Like, why would you say Argentina?
Because you said Argen, and unless you're going to say Argento cheese, I'm pretty sure you're going to say Argentina.
It's Argentina, yeah. So they have released the they're just really sad about the death of the famous English writer and poet William Shakespeare. So they've like had
so it's a full news story then about how William Shakespeare has just died.
Yes.
Oh
As
my
one of the
God.
most important writers in the English language.
They clearly didn't have to suffer through that shit in school.
This is Channel 26 presenter. I'm not going to be able. Noila Novillo. No, oh wait, double L's Y. Noildo.
It's so smooth. That's what I've always appreciated about you. You really picked up the Spanish after living in Mexico for that amount of time.
And it's just a master. Almost like some compare me to the Beard as being not the master of the English language, but a master of the Spanish.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So she's that's what she said. The master of the English language, for me, the master, and was very upset they died and I think they were legitimately confused. For those of you who are wondering, the Beard
died in like 1700s or something. The Bard.
Is it the Bard or the Beard?
Well, in Ireland, he's a bard, but
whatever. Yeah. Othello, Mr. Othello, he 1616. So for those of you heading out to the pub, maybe it's the first quiz you've been to in a while, feeling a bit rusty. That when did William Shakespeare die? You could be like, hey, which William Shakespeare?
No, but it was 1616 that he died?
1616.
Oh, wow.
So they're just shy of 400 years off.
Yeah.
If I did, wait, how's my maths in there? Something like that.
Oh, it's pretty all right, I think.
Yeah.
You're about 5 years off, but that's good.
But to both William and Bill Shakespeare, good on you.
Solid job, lads. Solid job.
I should start with my nice stuff earlier. Never mind. On you.
This is not a dictaphone, Alan. Did you see the Mary Queen of Scots had her rosary beans stolen? I said beans. Beads. Oh, God. Rosary beans. Could you imagine? No. So
she already has gone through a lot.
I think she's been through a bit.
Yeah.
These are the golden rosary beads that she was holding during her execution.
Oh.
Yeah. So
they weren't in Scotland, were they? Actually, we would have had those. We would have had them much more secure.
I don't know. It's in a castle. I think it's in Scotland.
It wasn't. It was some fucking dickhead down south.
They didn't know what they had.
Yeah, snoozing on the job.
No, I'm pretty sure it was a Scottish castle, but yeah. Anyway, it was a castle, and how they did it was they broke through a window and smashed the case and stole a bunch of like irreplaceable, insanely expensive artifacts, which are going to be sold to like private dealers now.
See, that couldn't have been Scotland because all our windows are already had bricks gone through them.
We've all got bars.
Yeah.
It couldn't be. It couldn't be.
I feel like it was Cumbria. I remember. I don't remember where it was. I saw it and I did check. I was like,
No, but you could be right. Like, I mean, yeah.
Oh, I'm absolutely correct.
I love your certainty. I'm going to flip back to Dracula again.
Oh, double Dracula.
I didn't realize that until I actually started. And I'm like, wow, I'm talking about Dracula twice tonight. I have a few interesting facts about Bram Stoker, the Irish author who created Dracula.
Is that a traditional? Was that a pen name or is that like is Stoker an Irish name? Or?
No, it's not. So it could be a pen name. However, later on, it does say that a great grandnephew, Dacre Stoker. So yeah, perhaps it is a family name. Yeah, but that was a boring fact later on. But did you know that the novel may have been inspired by a nightmare after the author ate a seafood dish of questionable quality?
That would be very difficult.
He had like a fever dream.
Oh.
Or that he never actually visited Transylvania And in fact, the castle was based on Slane's Castle in Scotland.
Oh, okay. That's a beautiful castle.
Yeah. Where is it?
In Slane.
Sounds like a family name.
Yeah.
Slane's Castle. I go,
Hey, Slane, you up there?
Shut the fuck up, Ewan.
Nice castle.
Over 200 films and 1,000 books have been released from this. And lastly,
does that include In the Shadows? Is that included in the film?
No, what I think it means is using the word Dracula.
Okay.
Because there was previous movies or previous books that came out from Bram Stoker, and they also covered the same thing about vampires.
I feel like him and Vlad the Impaler had stuff going on.
I do feel that they are kindred spirits.
When I was in Romania, I went on I went on a wee walk and talk about Vlad the Impaler, and I'm pretty sure your man Dracula came up a few times.
Oh yeah,
mm-hmm.
But you can't be certain.
Yeah, one of my favorite memes is Vlad the Impaler discovering marshmallows, and he sticks them on a little pokey thing, and he's like, "This is fucking magic." Brilliant.
And I can just buy them. The last little fact, there's a ton of them actually, but the last little fact that I liked was Paul Allen, the co-founder of Microsoft, owns the original manuscript of Dracula. So the original.
Well,
he's dead now.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead now,
right.
But his estate owns
is he dead? He might be walking dead. He might be a vampire.
That is a very good question. I never thought about that.
Paul Allen Estate, if you're listening, I apologize.
For blaspheming.
Our audience member just went to the bathroom. We've not had one giggle out of him. Are we struggling tonight?
I think we're struggling.
We're not very funny.
He also fucked off earlier. I don't know where he went. I think maybe we went to get ice or something, but I don't know.
I understand an alcohol break. Okay. So CDC, Team America, are you listening? Why are you guys making out with chickens? What are you thinking? What are you doing? The CDC have had to urge Americans not to kiss chickens because there's been a mass outbreak of salmonella. I'm assuming what's happening. I've not read the story, but I'm guessing during lockdown, everybody's thinking, right, survival mode. I'm going to get some chickens, got some eggs, so a lot more people have got chickens.
Yeah.
Combine that with TikTok and Tinder being a wasteland right now because you're not allowed to go anywhere.
And you got a lot of sexy chicks.
A lot of sexy chicks. But I think there's probably a bit of cuddling going on, a little bit of mild petting.
Heavy petting. Love it. Love it. Well done, CDC. You have your finger on the pulse.
That was B. The heavy pet. The CDC aren't making heavy petting jokes or light petting jokes.
No, they're just telling you to stop French kissing chickens.
Yeah. So that is our announcement for this week, America.
That's our announcement.
It's more often than not that it is you that we're having to address, but please.
Yeah. Normally it's
worldwide
or something, but
stop kissing chickens.
Yeah.
All right, just get their eggs and
get your shit together.
Give them a worm or whatever he feeds them, and be done with it. All right.
Did you see the Bitcoin mine in Sandwell, UK?
Is this where they thought it might have been
a grow house?
Marijuana?
Yeah. So it was tipped off by the power company that they were pulling so much energy, so they were tipped off to the police, and the police typically take it as a grow house. And when they went there was banks and banks of servers that were all mining.
That was the story that I was talking about earlier, not while we were recording. I was like, I saw this great story that I forgot about. This is the one. You found it.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
You mined it.
But I think you yourself know a lot more about this shit, as does Mark.
Mark is a Bitcoin
enthusiast.
Genius. Yeah, I have invested a cool $100 in
Yeah.
Bitcoin, and it is instantly now valued at
40?
$60.
60? You're doing good, man. That's how it works, right?
I think so. I don't know. Like,
Buy high, sell low. That's what they say.
yes. So one of the reasons that Bitcoin like kind of crashed was because of Elon Musk. He's a little bit worried. So Tesla has invested mega amounts in Bitcoin, and they're saying they still have it, but they're a little bit worried about the environmental impact. So if you don't know an awful lot about cryptocurrency, super quick, takes a huge amount of energy to produce. Like there's Bitcoin mines that are like just chewing through electricity in order to produce this. It's like just a huge amount of data that needs to be done in order to do it. But Canada, good old Canada.
Yeah, in Quebec, they realized that if you the amount of energy that they expend can be put to other uses with the amount of fans and so on that is running on the servers, that they're super hot, that it is creating warmth also, because I'm sure that to run these rooms it must be like super amount of fans also to keep everything cool. So they realized that as a side product of it, that they themselves could use that energy that was being expended to heat
cucumbers,
strawberries during winter months. So like they couldn't necessarily grow fruits and so on like that during these months without they themselves spending a huge amount on electricity bills, and instead they're using the byproduct of the Bitcoin mining to keep the temperature levels high in the grow houses.
So what I want to do, Celts in the Caribbean, is it called a grow house? I don't. Celts in the Caribbean Bitcoin mine.
Yeah,
we're going to attach that to the underwear of people who live in cold climates, and that's how we're going to redistribute the warmth. So we'll it's going to go into the warmth. Like you'll have a nice.
I want to hear more about this. What are you doing?
That's essentially it.
We're instead of grow houses for strawberries, we're going to have heated underwear.
Yes.
Okay. I like it.
And then there's no downside. There's no downside. Plus,
other than having to be connected
relax.
To a server.
You head outside. Yeah, there might be some wiring issues. I'll give Elon a call. He'll make them wireless.
Wireless pants.
Outside.
Imagine
wireless warm pants. Outside it's snowing. You have a strawberry that's made by warm Bitcoin. Dip that in a little bit Bitcoin chocolate. It's a beautiful image. And all that brought to you by Celts in the Caribbean.
You're love welcome. It. Now, if we could buy more than $100 worth of Bitcoin, we'd be sweet.
Oh, next week it'll be like, I'll be a millionaire. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry.
I don't worry about things like this because I don't understand things like this. So typically it just goes over my head. It's great.
So, things that shouldn't go over your head. Is oral sex more safe than kissing?
Yes. Because I'm assuming from how you're talking about it, yes.
Oh, this is a really long... Look, make your own decision, all right? Okay.
This is a long article. I can't read it.
What's worse, saliva or semen? Make your own decisions. I'm not going to read this article. It's too long.
Are we supposed to get into that? Because I'm pretty sure where I stand on that one.
I'd say we let you know next episode.
Well, I guess it's like two weeks to figure it out.
Yeah. If either one of us catch COVID, one of us will make out with somebody. And no.
I'm pretty sure it's not called making out anymore, buddy.
This is an exciting story.
Go for it.
The world's largest hula hoop has been found.
Found?
This is not. This is the. We're talking about the salty crisp, the salty chip.
Oh, I love hula hoops.
Hula hoops are amazing. Oh. So if you're listening to me, it's not the one we're not
made around, and I'll be around forever.
It's like a hollow Cheeto.
Yeah.
So what I love about this story is the photo. He is exceptionally
Oh,
excited.
wow. That is a big hula hoop, man.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like an esophagus. It's a bit weird.
Massive.
I don't know if I could crunch into that bad
boy. A regular
boy.
hula hoop is the size of like a signet ring, like a wedding ring, something like that. This hula hoop looks like the biggest piece of pasta or flump. Flump's good. That you.
What's flump?
That flumps are those like it's like a marshmallow. You don't know what flump is?
No.
That's a shit analogy. What did you say then? I thought you said flump.
Esophagus.
Oh, did you say esophagus?
I said esophagus. It looks like someone's throat.
How did I get flump?
And you're like, yes, it looks like flump. It's like a marshmallow.
Flump's a fucking marshmallow. All right. So, Rowan Umland, he's 19. Hula hoops are his favorite snack.
They're pretty good.
I'm sure you're all wondering what flavor.
Barbecue.
Nope. Salt and vinegar.
Oh, fuck off.
You're wrong.
Barbecue is the way to go on that one.
He is holding on to this in the hope that a museum will probably...
Or is it barbecue or beef? The brown packet?
Hula hoops for me, I'm all about just salt. Just original.
Yeah?
Just the OG. I'm all the OG. Salt and vinegar usually my favorite. Either way, doesn't matter. British Museum, get in touch with Rowan, whatever the fuck his name is. Rowan.
We're in a sad state of affair if the fucking British Museum is getting involved.
Well, they're having to hand back all the stuff they nicked.
Yeah, exactly.
I think actually somebody just handed back, I think it was America just handed back a huge piece to Thailand that they again somehow acquired recently.
Somehow.
So it's we're losing all the mummies, we're losing all the gold. It's just going to be massive hula hoops, which will honestly, I'll be more inclined to go to the museum to see the biggest hula hoop in the world.
You don't get to taste it, you know that, right?
Maybe a little lick.
Telling you, man, all of these things are going back. Anyway, I'll go on to a Pornhub story.
Is this your first Pornhub story?
This is my first Pornhub story. I thought,
Are you losing your Pornhub virginity story?
I sure am. And I thought I'd break the deadlock because you were talking so much about it before we actually did start recording.
That's all I really talk about.
So, yeah, St. Patrick's Day.
March 17th.
March 17th. This sees an increase in people searching for leprechaun porn. True story. 2015 saw a 9,325% increase in people looking for leprechaun porn.
That's massive. But I feel like that's...
Unlike the leprechaun. Oh. Hey. Thank you.
Yes. But I think 9,000% sounds like... But has it gone from like one search to 9,000? Or are we going from like 10,000 searches to, quick maths, 9 million searches? I'm
trying to figure out your maths, but
I'm hoping nobody did. I rolled the dice.
Yeah. And the dice was a fucking
audience member.
It was an Uno card.
What's 10,000 times 9,000?
So yeah, this happens supposedly yearly. This is not a news story, but for my first one, I decided to take the first one that I took as any good person in, what would we call this? Journalism? Would we call ourselves journalists, Alan?
Oh, well, absolutely. That's what's on my CV.
There we go. So as any good journalist would do, and I took the first search.
I missed the zero. It's 90 million.
It's what?
90 million.
90 million. That's still quite a lot. But even 9,000 is quite a lot. Who wants to watch leprechaun porn? That is just a little strange.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is a little strange. But yeah, that was my Pornhub story.
Yeah, I think we're less
inclined
journalists because we're not actually like going out there and like researching the stories. We're not undercover, so we're more the news anchors. I think we're news anchors more than journalists.
Okay,
well,
yeah, cool.
We're the Ron Burgundies.
I don't think we can both be Ron Burgundy.
No. my
Only
mustache is
only
not
one of
glorious
us
enough.
only one of us has a mahogany cabinet, and that's not me. I'll be champ though.
My cabinet is teak.
Teak. Oh, cheap. Did you see the Florida concert that was going for $18 per person if you were vaccinated?
And
Or
how much if you're unvaccinated?
$1,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
spin
on
it's a bit of a
things.
skip. And from the story, it's quite funny because they call it a vaccine discount. So they're saying you're getting a discount for $18.
Is that a 9,000% discount?
That could be. It could be the people from Pornhub behind this, but I'm not sure if it is or not. But yeah, you have to show up with a government ID and a vaccination record, which is a bit.
Wait, you need to work for the government?
No, like an ID, like as in a driver's license.
Just a driver's license.
Yeah.
Okay.
Typically. The other kick in the balls is really that the bands are kind of, they're up and coming. So yeah, you're not going to spend $1,000 for an up and coming band.
No.
I wouldn't spend $1,000 for the Rolling Stones. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's no band I would spend $1,000 for. But what I would spend $500,000 on.
Oh, go for it.
Is an NFT. I don't think anybody. I forgot.
Legit purchase.
Yeah,
awesome.
They are amazing. I forgot to post on Facebook our NFTs, so I think that's why they've not sold yet. But so I'll maybe put the link up there. I don't think not many people are following us on Facebook. They're all on Podbean and Apple and all that kind of stuff. But for $500,000, one of the OG memes. Remember Charlie Bit My Finger?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was just a couple of kids in the back of the seat.
Charlie grew up and sold his meme.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so, they're like child actors, except it's a fucking one-hit wonder.
Yeah, it went for £500,000 or $761,000. What's a little bit different about this one is they deleted it off YouTube. So this clip had multiple millions of views over the years. So and you do get like an okay income from YouTube. Like it's like fucking $1 per 10,000 views or something. So it's not mega. But so they've actually taken it down off YouTube and sold it for £538,000.
But for those of you who don't want to pay anything for this, you can still get this on the dark web. It's totally legit. If you're on there looking for a hitman,
yeah, Charlie does
cocaine, meth.
If you go on dark web,
Charlie Bit My Finger.
Charlie does a lot more nasty shit on the dark web. You can get him to do. Charlie will do fucking anything.
This needs editing tonight.
He's 20 odd now.
No, yeah, he was like a fucking 10-year-old child back then.
All right, cool.
Cool. Edit.
Do you remember there was the Disaster Girl meme as well, where she's like,
oh yeah, she's looking
the young
behind,
girl looking over
yeah.
her shoulder, everything's burning. That one went for $500,000 as well.
Yeah,
so.
but she also sold it like 10 years after the fact or something like that, or
these
more.
Are these are all classic memes. These kids are all addicted to meth and doing the whole child actor thing right now. I'm sure. Sorry, Zoe. I'm sure you're a stand-up.
I'm sure you're a stand-up lawyer who sues people like us.
You've got $500,000. Go crazy. Have fun. One more outrageously priced thing. How much would you pay for a bottle of wine that has been orbiting the Earth for 14 months? So, like, you're hosting an elaborate dinner or whatever. You're a topper. You want to one up your friends. You're like, oh, thank you very much for your Merlot from 19. You brought. Here's my bottle that has spent the last 14 months in space. So, to really like fucking stick your finger in your mate's eye.
Yeah.
How much would you pay for that?
20,000.
$1 million is the estimate that this is going to go for.
And why would it be 1 million?
Because it's
Because
the only bottle that has spent 14 months in space. I think again, it's the NFT. It's the limited edition. It's like the only thing that's done this.
My parents tried to adopt that dog that they shot up into space that time.
He didn't. I don't think he survived. Are you? Oh shit! There was another story. There was a guy that like strapped a load of helium balloons to his dog.
Yeah, I've seen this. No, this is not it. This is not it. No,
okay,
no.
sorry. I thought
No, we'll go for it. Do you remember the story? Because it
only happened yesterday. I'll have to skip away from a bottle of wine. That's enough. Like $1 million.
Yeah, boom. Too much.
Too much.
We're not buying it.
No, can't afford it.
We need the Patreon to take off a little bit first.
Hang on. It was close. Okay, here we go. I'm in. So this was an Indian YouTuber. He was arrested for his flying dog with helium balloons. So he's saying he'd seen other viral videos. So this sounds like we've talked about this a lot on the podcast. Like the world. I know you're listening. Just fucking stop it. Stop it. Like, stop with the gender reveal. Stop with, like, doing stupid stop with the Tide Pods. Stop with it. What was it? The wet yourself challenge that not that we did. We just talked about. Remember that one? Where
too much eye contact for that one.
You just wet yourself and then put it on a loop on YouTube and it got like 1 million. Just please.
And now the next one is strap your dogs to helium balloons and let them go into outer space.
This is a step too far. When you start like putting dogs in harm's way, that's when you're going to get me on a flight, finding where you are, and then just maybe
talking to you very sternly.
Or hiding in a bush outside awkwardly, not knowing what to do. Or getting on the dark web and like contacting Charlie.
There you go.
Charlie, I need this. I need this guy taken out.
You couldn't help yourself. I love it.
Yeah, if you've seen the Netflix documentary "Don't Fuck the Cats," we can do that with dogs as well. So you just watch yourself, Mr. floating his dog up in helium balloons.
Yeah.
But he did say he had lots of safety measures in place.
What?
Which
he taught the dog how to pull the parachute?
No, his safety measure was his mate up on the roof catching the dog. Which is
how high is his house? As in, like, is it like a bungalow? Because I'm pretty sure he's fucked after.
I think the second story they caught him, but the dog doesn't look very happy. It's not a fun story. Yeah, he expect all safety measures were in place. No, you're full of shit, mate. Like all safety measures. No.
Did you hear about the lad in Zimbabwe who wanted to gift his girlfriend a Lamborghini?
I did not hear about this one.
So this is another banger from the Daily Star, courtesy of our friend Mark.
Please do your due diligence for any stories from the Daily Star.
So he fasted for 40. He was planning on fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. And from that, he believed that God would gift him a Lamborghini, which he in turn would give to his girlfriend.
Right.
He was found after 33 days in the bush, and they had to take him because he was in desperate need of medical attention.
Shocker.
Yes. Shocker. Now, I know the rest of it is not...
like, assuming, like, so he's drinking water. Like, because 5 days you're dead after if you don't drink water.
Yeah, presumably. So it doesn't actually mention water or anything like that here, but...
Is this like a 24-hour a day fast, or is he like just smashing some Ben and Jerry's. Like he's allowed 1 hour a day where he's allowed to eat.
He was living in like a cave in the wilderness here. It said it would prevent him from wanting to eat. He himself was a youth leader at Rising Saints Church in Bandura, central Zimbabwe.
Oh, Jesus.
So it was also a religious thing. And part of what I loved about it was that the pastor or the bishop, this is as bad as your Spanish, but Bishop Mauru, he said, at least he should have fasted for a job since he is unemployed.
I thought he was a youth leader. Or
Yeah.
is that like a
Well, as a voluntary position.
unpaid?
It's not like he had a job, but he wanted a Lamborghini.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're unemployed, I mean, that's the as
What-
far as I'm aware, that's the quickest
What
way to
What
get
is
in.
really lovely about the story
Lamborghini.
is actually that his fellow churchgoers in his neck of the woods, they started a GoFundMe for him to raise the $150,000 to buy his girlfriend a Lamborghini.
There's so many things that upsets me about that story.
They made a £30.
He got 30 quid.
He got £30,
toward
and
his
they
Lamborghini.
they ended up putting it towards his medical bills. Yeah, what a banger.
But that's
Yeah.
he needs a financial advisor. If he did get the 150 grand for his Lamborghini, or if Jesus did pop in and be like, nice work, 40-day fast, here's your Lamborghini. Just maybe sell it and not.
What? Drive on a dirt road with a Lamborghini? Yeah, this is. I'm not sure he thought about this very well.
That's painful.
Yeah, it's pretty painful.
All right. I want to finish on a feel-good story.
Okay.
And we'll finish off with some sport. So, Ajax. So, Bonaire, we are a Dutch municipality, and Ajax have won the Dutch title this year. So, well done, Ajax. Or Ajax, whatever.
I think they pronounce it Ajax, right?
I don't know. I didn't watch a single game. Either way, what they did was quite cool. So they won the title this year, and because the fans weren't allowed to go to any of the games, they have melted down the trophy and turned it into 42,000 little stars. And they've given each of their season ticket holders this little star. So
How the fuck are they allowed to do that?
Well, what would the law be against?
Well, surely the trophy passes to the next champion. So they were like, "Saws, we wanted to do this fun Instagram thing."
I mean,
Yeah, it's like it's like Chelsea won the Champions League tonight, and they go, "You know what, fans? None of you were there, so let me boil this cup down and give you 40,000 stars when Real win it next year." What's the
That's a
story?
fair point, but I feel like you also get like maybe a commemorative cup because like then
Okay, so
then
that's in the
every, like,
trophy room. Okay,
every
yeah.
trophy room is going to be like
A bit empty.
Yeah.
It's like got a placeholder, a
This
cardboard
is a nice
placeholder.
little fucking spider in the corner here. So there's got to be some kind of commemorative cup. So maybe not the original. Anyway,
Sorry, I didn't mean to get so into it, but they give out 40,000 stars.
42,000
Wow.
little metal stars to each of their season ticket holders, so that although they didn't get to go to the games, that they've each been appreciated and that they're part of the title win. And I thought that was very cool. So you're probably sitting on tenterhooks waiting for your Celtic star, no?
Yeah, man. Well, I've got one.
Oh
from,
no, wait, no.
I've got one from 67. I've got a star from 67. That's about it. But what about yourself, Dundee? Maybe you could melt down a Scottish cup from like the 1960s.
It's Dundee United that I support. We are the closest teams in Europe together. But I think, in the 80s we were Barcelona were trembling in their boots when Dundee United would wander
Rock
down
up.
the road.
And
All
they're like, everyone,
all right, 1980s Messi.
everyone, hide your valuables. The guys from Scotland are coming.
And on that note, watch out Czech Republic, Croatia, and England, because next month We're coming for you guys in the Euros.
Oh, I'm going to be excited. I am going to
It's
be
been-
supporting Scotland in
In
this.
23 years.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun 3 games.
I will be
for us.
part of the Tartan army. You're not going to be here for it, though. I'm a bit
No, I'm
bummed
going
about
home
that.
for that shit. Fucking A. And thank you so much for joining us this week, guys. I hope you had fun. So, share us with your friends.
Head us up on Facebook.
Send us some headlines like Mark did, and we talked all about those.
Don't forget to donate to our Patreon beer account.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very much appreciated. I'm now
Yeah,
on.
I keep drinking this home brew
cheap
stuff,
grog.
and it's rotting my mind.
So, yeah, get involved, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers, guys.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, everyone.